Good evening. Tonight, you are a guest staying at a luxury desert resort where you will be spending the night in a Bedouin style tent. Staying at this resort will give you the chance to properly switch off from the busyness of the day and take some time out for yourself. The quietness of the desert may help you to let go of all those pesky thoughts and distractions that might have occurred today, ensuring you get a restful night sleep. One of the reasons why this desert resort is great is that everything is slowed down and appreciated more. From taking a walk barefoot on the sand dunes and feeling the warm sand sink over your feet, or sitting by a fire pit just listening to the crackling of the fire. So this desert resort can provide a kind of noise detox. You are sitting under a cabana, a simple open structure that is decorated with crisp white linen curtains that dance gently in the desert breeze. Most of the desert resort staff recommend sitting under the cabana for a little bit before bed, as it helps to set the intention to wind down, relax, and settle yourself. Within the cabana, there are a number of different carpets and rugs layered with extremely plush, soft pillows in lots of different colours. There are vibrant red pillows with golden trim, lilac pillows, yellow pillows. You sink down into them and your body feels weightless. There's no tension left. When nighttime comes in the desert, flamed torches and braziers dotted around the cabana are lit to gently light the resort. What's great about the fires is they provide a soft glow that soothes your eyes, giving them a break from the usual electronic environment. The desert resort has a wonderful effect on your other senses as well. Your ears enjoy the sounds of the wind tickling them and the whooshing sounds the flamed torches make as the wind passes by. It's a welcome break from the clickety-clack of keyboards being tapped on, or the sounds of busy traffic. Just listen. Your ears are finally able to switch off. Your skin feels tingly from the warm air. This air feels clean and refreshing. It's like your body has gone through the world's best exfoliator. When you arrived at the desert resort, you were given a soft, fluffy robe and a pair of sandals. Spending your time in this robe has done wonders to relieve any tension from your muscles. It feels good that the only thing you have to carry around is you. No bags, uncomfortable shoes, or laptops. Walking on the sand has begun to alleviate those aching legs and knees that take a little bit of a beating when walking on pavements, up and down stairs, and those leg sessions at the gym. Each step in the sand is like walking on a soft, cloud. It's not harsh at all. Traditionally, when a guest stays at the resort, they are served tea, and this tea is the perfect nightcap thanks to its antioxidants and soothing properties. A staff member can now be seen walking towards your cabana with a tray resting on her shoulder. One hand is positioned underneath the tray to keep it steady. As the staff member approaches, they perform a small, gentle flourish with the tray and present it onto your table. They place in front of you a glass cup and saucer with a teaspoon placed on the side. Next, they produce a steel pot with a wooden handle attached. They fill the pot with water from a plastic bottle, then using tongs, place the pot onto your fire pit. When the water reaches boiling point, the staff member picks up a tin from the tray and opens it, using a spoon to scoop the tea leaves into the pot. Next, a few fresh sprigs of sage are added to the simmering tea. The sage is added for flavour, and it is also packed with antioxidants. A lid is then placed on top of the pot and allowed to brew for several minutes. The staff member then places a strainer over your cup, then carefully lifts the pot off the fire and pours the tea over the strainer to catch any loose tea leaves that may fall into your cup. The aroma of the tea has a delightfully soothing smell as it's poured. The staff member then places milk and sugar on the side should you wish to add any of these. The desert is large and wide. It's a great place to help free the mind, as there are no built-up buildings or busy, overcrowded streets that can sometimes feel overwhelming. That's not the case here in the desert resort. As you look out over the sand dunes, the tension in your mind almost immediately disappears. Now your mind feels free and spacious, free from the not so helpful thoughts. You are walking around the resort to see what this place has to offer. On your right hand side, you pass the reception building that you checked in earlier. You remember the air conditioner keeping you cool while inside. The sprinklers have just turned on to keep the plants, trees and shrubs outside the reception building hydrated. You remember it was a young woman who checked you in. She was very friendly and welcoming. Sophia was her name, and it was her third shift working at the resort. You turn around and notice your footprints in the sand from where you've been walking. There's a pleasant feeling that comes with hearing your feet sploosh into the sand. Walking further along the resort's grounds, you spot another staff member under a cabana with massage chairs. She beckons you over and asks if you would like a taster, hand and neck massage. Willingly you accept and take a seat. She applies a small amount of lotion onto the palms of your hands, then using her fingers firmly but gently rubs the lotion into your hands in a circular motion, making sure to get your fingers and in between them. Slowly, she moves around the back of you and using her thumbs applies a little bit of pressure to the left side of your neck in an upwards motion. Then she does the same on the other side. She moves to the center of your neck and brushes upwards to the base of your head. She then takes a hold of your trap muscles and gives them a nice, firm squeeze. After just this little taster session, your neck and shoulders have regained their flexibility, and that stiff neck no longer exists. After your massage, you come across a place that is usually a bustling market during the day. But of course, at night time, most of the traders have gone home. However, there is one trader that draws your attention who is still packing up his goods. He is sitting at a table surrounded by lots of different glass jars, jugs and vases. As you get closer to inspect the jars, you notice that there are pictures inside the bottles made using different colours of sand. There are camels travelling across the desert, palm trees, Bedouin tents, stars. Those are just some of the pictures this trader has created. For you, he picks out a vase that looks like a teardrop. He then lays out several bowls filled with different coloured sand. He places a funnel into the top of the jar, then using a scoop to fill the jar with lots of different colours of sand, layering them on top of one another. Then he uses a sprinkling of black sand and uses a thin metal rod to press the black sand down. You see the trader concentrating to make sure it's all perfect. After a few minutes, he finishes the design and pivots the bottle towards you. The image he has created is a sunset with a camel walking in front of it. He asks for your name, then takes a small paintbrush, dips it in some black paint, and writes your name on the back of the bottle. He doesn't mind looking after it until you are checked out of the resort. Just make sure you come back and collect it before you leave. You spot a group of men and women loading up the rest of their goods into a white pickup truck. The truck looks well used and covered in sandy dust. One of the men wipes his brow with a handkerchief. It appears to have been a long and busy day for them, and they look as if they need some well-deserved rest. It also seems like a good time for you to head back to your tent for some rest as well. You arrive at your tent, greeted by a row of flamed torches leading up to your tent. Your location is in a secluded spot that is not too far from the market or reception building. It's secluded enough to drown out any noises that could come from other guests passing by. Your tent looks like a circus style tent and has a lovely beige colour to the outside to match the desert surroundings. When you pull back the tent's front flap, your eyes become delighted with colours of turquoise and yellow that shimmer from the electric lights inside. There are several support beams in the centre of the tent that hold the roof up. There's lots of different carpets with patterns on them that keep the sand out of your tent. The tent also has plenty of furniture, chairs, tables, where you are served breakfast in the morning with your own chef. The menu changes daily to keep things exciting, but if there's something you really like, the chefs will of course make it for you. The bed is looking very inviting. You can tell it's fresh bedding as the sheets are crisp white, and you can smell subtle hints of incense, jasmine and lavender. The sheets are only thin so that you don't get too warm in the night. You fall back onto the bed and you feel like you've been caught by a giant marshmallow. There's no rush to do anything, knowing you will receive a good night's sleep. Once you are settled in the bed, you lean over to the nightstand that has several switches to turn out the lights. Each one you flick has a satisfying clicking sound, and you watch as each switch turns off a different part of your tent.